Welcome back, guys, to episode 5
Episode 5
of the Vinmin podcast.
Wow.
Isn't
That's
that
pretty
crazy?
Good. We've done good.
I know.
Very professional. And we haven't missed the deadline yet, have we?
No. Every Monday
If
without
you guys
fail.
knew how close to failure this podcast is.
What do you mean?
Nothing. There won't be any warning.
We're doing great.
No, we are doing good. We're doing good.
We're so consistent.
We're actually kind of on it. I'm clocking in. I clock in every Friday.
Yeah.
Although it's not Friday today.
Huh?
It's not Friday, is it?
No, normally we record on Fridays.
But it's because we're going to do a special ep. But
Yeah.
I've realised I don't have time to edit it. Because I have to edit it this weekend. So
Yeah.
it's coming.
The RuneScape app.
That's spoilers.
Oh.
Yeah. Because we haven't received... I said if we don't receive any emails to vinminpodcast@gmail.com, then we're going to become we're a RuneScape podcast now.
Yep.
So hope you
and
feel good.
let me just have one last check.
Oh, actually, there is a milestone I wanted to shout out.
Oh, really?
Don't you remember? Most ever listens in a day.
Yes.
The last step?
The last app.
There you
Yeah.
go. Not necessarily most listens on an app, but we
in
have
a single
we
day.
can see like we have like really good analytics of when people listen.
Yeah.
Most listens in a day. So thanks, guys. Thanks, Vinnie Nation.
I don't know
the
who's
most loyal
listening, to
listeners
be
in the
honest.
world.
Huh?
Yeah, I don't know who's listening because did Tiffany reply?
It's not our friends.
Did Tiff reply?
She didn't.
So Tiff's out the competition, guys.
She's out.
Yikes. So that's what I'm saying. Thanks, Vinnie Nation. Keep
Delara's
the podcast
out
going.
as well.
Delara's out as well, really.
She hasn't said anything.
Yikes. Well, that wasn't properly... That wasn't like... that was before the competition. You just called her out, didn't you?
Yeah.
We
You would
could-
say something, though.
We could do it now. 4 minutes in. Her Zoom and Brain will get maybe 4
Yeah.
minutes in. The competition's still going.
Okay. Today's app, Delara, I'm calling you out. If you've listened to this episode, let me know.
Yep.
Belle said she's going to listen to all of our apps as
Oh,
well.
yeah?
I trust Belle, though.
Okay.
She seemed genuinely excited,
Okay.
which made me happy.
That's good.
Belle's the best.
These opinions are not those of the podcast. Just the
What?
one of the speakers.
You don't think she's the best?
Belle's cool. I like Belle.
Good. You
Cool.
better. Yeah, so I'd say consistent listeners.
No, well that's doing it. This competition's so done because I know the top 3.
Who's the top 3? Chris, Joe,
Chris, Joe, and Tim.
and Tim.
and-
Is
and
Tim still listening as
I
well?
don't know actually, to be honest. But I think so. I feel like maybe if he skips a week, but he will
He'll catch up.
he'll catch up.
Okay, I'm going to add Belle to that list as well.
Belle, really? Bell's okay. That'll
Yeah.
be okay because I don't think that basically I do not think the competition will end. That's how loyal Vinnie Nation is. However,
Vinnie Nation is...
If we can
so
get-
like,
if
wait,
we-
where did Vinnie Nation come from? What?
I've just decided.
Okay, I like it.
But if we can, you know what? I think it's a competition to be in the top 3.
Okay.
'Cause that's impressive.
Yep.
And then I think if it doesn't end, I'll work out a way for it to end. I'm not sure how.
Yeah,
'Cause it'd be
alright.
cool. You know, guys, actually, I don't know if I spoke to you about this, but I have in mind what the award is going to be, and it's actually cool.
It's not money.
It's not money. It's cooler than money. It's a one of a kind item. That's all I'll say.
Okay.
That you'll be proud to own, because it'll show your loyalty.
Is it in the flat? Does it exist?
Let's say it does not currently exist in the corporeal plane.
You're going to draw something?
No. Partly.
Oh.
But no. Okay, no. I don't know.
Oh!
You know. Do you remember?
I think so.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say it.
It's cool, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's cool.
I think it's cool.
I think it's cool.
I
I think it's cool.
Wow. So yeah, that's the update on the competition.
Cool.
Still going.
Cool.
Yeah, 'cause we do it for the people. That's what I've realised. Because I've been clocking in, but I'm like, do I want to clock in? I'm tired.
It's fun.
I know, but then what keeps me going is there's actually listeners, even though they're the same people.
Yeah.
I feel like people actually enjoy.
I just like chatting to you.
Yeah, we have to record.
That's true.
But yeah, I'm in a good mood actually. I'm in a good podcasting mood.
Good. I'm glad.
That's good.
How was your work day?
My work day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is this the first one I've recorded after work? It
It
might be.
Maybe. Yeah.
I think so. I haven't been working on Fridays. Work is crazy. Very busy.
Yep.
People are cringe. That's what I've learned.
Do you want to tell your terrible work story? I'll be honest. Didn't sound that bad when you told me.
No, it's fine.
You've had worse, I think. Worse. You've had crazier customers.
Yeah, it wasn't that bad. It's just I took basically. So I'm a barista, I guess.
A barista.
I'm a barista, and then basically this guy. It's always an old man actually. This old man. Whenever I genuinely I get anxious when I have to serve an old man because I'm just like, oh god.
Oh yeah, I agree.
Old man.
They're so annoying.
They're cringe.
I had an annoying old man experience this weekend as well.
I know.
Old white man.
Whoa. Do I have to bring race into it? Actually, I think it's all been old white men. Actually,
yeah, there you go. There you go.
I'm on the lookout.
Yeah.
Anyway, we gave Scalded a hot chocolate, served him a hot chocolate. He came up to the counter, just put his hot chocolate down. Didn't even say anything.
Just slammed it down.
He didn't slam it, but it was a statement. You know, he put it down. And then
look at it.
Yeah. And then he's just like...
Didn't he drink half of it? Did you already say
not half. He drank... This is the thing as well with complaints. They always drink a lot of their drink.
They'll eat the entire meal.
They never sip it. Actually, I've had one complaint where it was like sipped and the woman complained. And she was the nicest woman. It was the nicest complaint I've ever had. But it's because she's actually like, wow, I don't like this for a certain reason. I don't know. Anyway, whatever.
Okay.
Anyway, this guy, he's drank a bit of it, and it's hot chocolate.
Yeah.
I'm looking at it. It's a hot chocolate. He says, I ordered a hot chocolate. I'm staring at hot chocolate. He says, I ordered a hot chocolate, not... I don't even know what he said, but it was like, not water and chocolate.
Okay.
And then I deduce, because you have to do a lot of deducing when people complain. Deduce. That it was too watery, I suppose. Anyway, basically, I was like, does he think we made it with water? And he was just so pissed off that I was like, I think he thinks we put water and
was
chocolate.
Was he really annoyed?
He was pretty annoyed. Yeah. It's just old man annoyance they'll get. Like, just kind of annoyed people.
How much was it?
£3 probably. Anyway, but he's just like, I didn't order water, like a water and chocolate. And I didn't even know what to say, because basically I was just like, I was staring at it. I've been here for a while now. Never, ever, and there's no reason to. We've never, ever not used milk. Like, there's no reason to. It's just dumb. Like, we try and avoid, we don't make things in a way to get complaints. We're just like, anyway, so I was just like, what do you want us to do about it? But I didn't say it like that. But I was just like, what do you want us to do? And because I just didn't know what to say. It's like he's having a delusional episode, this man. Yeah. And I don't want to break his sense of reality. I don't want to be like, no, that's a hot chocolate actually. I just want to go along with it. We put water in his drink apparently.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, what do you want us to do about it? Do you want more chocolate? And then I just made it. I was like, oh, we can just make you a new one.
No, he wants milk.
He wants milk. Yeah, but exactly. But I'm staring at milk. But I have to remember, there is no milk. It's not real milk.
Okay.
So then we made it again. But yeah, it wasn't the worst complaint. But basically, I struggle with obviously, the worst complaints just when people are like really shouty and angry. But I just don't really talk to those people.
Yeah. So awkward.
It is really awkward. But these complaints are the worst ones because they do mental damage to me.
Because it doesn't exist.
It doesn't. I cannot comprehend their plane of reality. Like, it takes me out of my existence.
Yeah.
Because I'm just baffled. And that's what happens with... Those are the worst complaints because they actually mess me up because I'm doing my job and then I just keep having flashbacks being like, does he think that we put water in it? Like, I don't...
Have we been using water this whole time?
I start doubting myself. Because the thing is, they're so confident. He doesn't come up and say...
Yeah, I mean,
he doesn't say, hey, this drink's kind of watery. Don't know, could you make it again? He's just like, this is water. And I'm like, oh, okay. Sure.
I feel like I need to be more like that.
What, when you complain?
Just so, not even complaints, but just like, if I have an opinion, just be so
bend reality to your will.
Yeah. It's not like, oh,
it's so delusional.
I think this thing, maybe, possibly.
Yeah.
I just have to be like, this is what I want. This is what you're doing wrong. The world revolves around me.
Yeah.
And anyone who goes against that is going to get shat on.
Yeah.
The confidence.
They are confident. I'll give them that.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's just it's mental damage.
When I was a support worker, someone threatened to call the police on a 14-year-old boy.
What were they doing?
He wanted to play with the horses.
Oh, I think I know this one.
When we were at the farm, and the kid, he went into the stables, and like this huge, perhaps middle-aged white man, yet again, he was huge. He was like 6'5" or something. He was giant, and he was like a bit of a beefy guy. So he was like really intimidating and stuff, and he was just so angry, and like basically we were like encouraging the kid to like come back out, and basically so I think they had a lesson on with a bunch of like really young like 12-year-old girls or something. They're all riding horses, and the kid tries to like go in during the lesson. Obviously it's like really dangerous, so the guy in charge or whatever, he had like a breakdown. But I mean, it was fine. The girls just like slowly got out and put the horses, basically they put the horses back into the stables. It never actually got like that far. Like it didn't feel that dangerous. I can't remember exactly what happened. But he wouldn't leave like the area basically. And like when we were like encouraging him, and we were talking, me and this other support worker, we were like talking and explaining, and then we were talking to like these 12-year-old girls, and they were like so empathetic and so understanding. And then the guy is just like threatening to call the police, and I was like, what is happening here? And like we had convinced the boy to like come out, and then the guy just loses it and scares the kid so much that he runs away. And I was just like, what the fuck have you done? Like we were so close, and because you can't like manage your dumb old man emotions, like it's just he just made it 10 times worse. But yeah, I was impressed by the little girls' kindness. I don't know, normal behavior. Like, it's just insane, like how much more mature they were compared to this like grown human being. And again, when I was a support worker, this was in like a careful. This was in like a kids play area. And then me and this other support worker, we were just like sat at a table, and we were watching the kid that we were looking after. He was in like the play space, and he'd like found a friend, and there was a girl, and he was like chasing her basically. And like I feel like he was getting a bit like rough, just like with his playing and stuff, but not intentionally, because just when he like because he had like ADHD, and like when he'd get excited, like he would just like he's just been a bit of a lad, you know. But like the girl was fine. I like basically I think he'd like kind of pushed her, but like into like the ball pit or something. But anyway, I was like, that looked a bit rough, so I went over and I was like to the girl, I was like, are you okay? Like, are you okay? And then she looked so confused. She was like, yeah, like basically she was just
for
like,
her it's just playing.
For her, like she doesn't know what I'm even talking about. Like she's having fun. Like she's made a friend. Anyway, the girl leaves, goes to the toilet, and then the kid like kind of follows her out, and then he like basically the dad's just been watching like the whole time, and it's just got some evil look on his face. And then the kid like just kicks the door, that the girl's in. Because he's just a little kid. I don't know. And he walks out, and the guy, another just middle-aged white man, 6 foot something, just starts shouting at like this 8-year-old kid, pretty much. And me and the other support worker, we were like sat down by the table and we were looking at basically we didn't know what was going on, and then I just like walked over and I was like, what did you say to him? What did you say to him? I got so angry. I just got really? I'm so bad at confrontation, but I just saw it. I was like, you can't. In my head I was just like, you can't talk to a kid that way. I just went over and I just started arguing with this guy, and then he was just trying to like explain like what was happening. Like he kicked the door and we just had this big fight basically. And then he went over to this woman. I feel like you can maybe not relate, but like you can imagine like if you were in this situation. Like,
you're the annoying customer or something. You kicked off.
Me? Yeah.
No, I'm keeping track. Keep going.
The dad walked over to some woman who worked, basically the kids' place area had a little cafe bit. Yeah. He walked over, started telling this girl, she looked so young, she must have been like 19 or something, started complaining about us, like about the kid basically, saying how she needs to kick us out.
Right.
And then I was like, just talking to the girl, I was just explaining like what happened and stuff, and she was just like, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, that sounds so bad. I'd hate to be.
I was just like to the girl, I was like, don't worry, like we have to take him home anyway, like we're just gonna go, like it's fine, like don't worry. Like I was like, I think I apologized to her. I was like, I'm sorry, like you know that he's been like this or whatever, like. You know, I don't know. Basically, she understood that this guy was just kicking off, and it was fine.
I feel like that's the nightmare as a worker, being in between two, like having to decide who's in the right. Because your thing as a worker is you're just like, oh yeah, you're right, no worries. But if two people are arguing and have different opinions,
but I think because I kind of resolved it, so it was fine. Like, I was being nice to her and also just being like, we are going to leave now. So, but it's like, she wasn't going to kick us out, you know. Also, she didn't know what was going on. Yeah. And the little girl, she was fine. She walked out and didn't know what was happening. She's like, why is my dad being so weird and shouting at this other kid who was like playing with me, you know?
Yeah.
And then I spoke to the kid as well. I think I told him before, like, be careful and stuff with like playing with the girl, like don't like chill out a bit basically, and like and then I asked him if he was alright after he got shouted at by an old man. And it was fine, nothing happened. It's like they never do anything in these situations. They just talk, don't they? Talk and shout and just act like a miserable git. But yeah, sorry for that tangent.
No, it's cool. Tangents are our whole podcast. I have a theory I've just created.
Yeah. This is kind of our forte. Forte? Am I using the right word?
Yeah.
Yeah, we just create. I've realised we just create theories,
yes,
and they have no backing whatsoever.
So in fact, this podcast sucks because it's just us. We're gonna look back on this, but like, damn.
What terrible theory!
Here's my theory.
What's your theory?
Too much testosterone.
Yeah.
And these men are all built for war. They haven't had time to evolve. They're probably
What do you mean they haven't had time
their
to evolve?
great granddad is probably like a warlord who like decapitated people, right? Probably.
Alright.
That's my theory. And then their brain has, that's what, 200 years, 300 years, 400? You know,
their
even
brains
1K
haven't
years,
evolved.
Their brain is still in warlord mode. They see us mind inconvenience. They're like, must kill, must eliminate threat.
Because they're...
Genetics.
Because their grandparents...
Their great granddad, that's what he did. And he had a little baby and then it turned into them eventually.
Okay. Counter theory.
We don't have counter theory. That's not allowed in the theory discussion.
Minor love.
But yeah, they haven't adjusted to modern society. That's all. So any minor inconvenience, they just go into warlord mode because they need to be murdering people. They've got no vent except to shout at.
I agree with the testosterone part.
Okay.
But it's probably just because men don't know how to deal with their feelings.
Yeah, because not that long ago, how they dealt with their feelings was just decapitating people. They're like, this guy in the tribe's pissing me off.
Decapitating?
This guy in the tribe, we're in tribes, yeah? This guy in the tribe's
How
pissing me off.
far back are you going?
Let's say 1,000 years.
Alright.
Um,
That's not enough time for men to
This guy in the village
yeah.
is pissing me off.
Yeah.
You know what they used to do? Hang, draw, and quarter people. We don't do that anymore. You know?
Maybe we should.
Yeah. So, that's all. They haven't evolved. Basically, I don't blame them. They just need to evolve. I do blame them, but they should evolve faster.
How come you've evolved?
No, I never. No, this is my thing. I never evolved. Look at me. No testosterone. Can't even grow a beard. Don't have a podcast voice. Because do you know why? My thingies, my ancestors were the people who narrowly avoided getting murdered. They were just like, please don't kill me. I'll give you all the grain. I'll give you a year worth of grain. And then we're still fighting the war.
Yeah.
So I'm the grain guy. I'm the peasant.
Yeah.
And then these are like the saints
soldiers
or whatever. Yeah. They're coming around.
Oh.
Demanding payment, demanding fealty, and then decapitating. And then in the modern society, still happening. But it's not allowed anymore. They can't just kill me. So instead they're like, this is not hot chocolate. This is water. And that's it. That's the modern war that I'm fighting. I'm a soldier.
The chocolate war.
The chocolate war. Yeah.
Wow.
The coffee war.
Yep.
And people don't acknowledge how tough it is being on the front lines. But in retrospect, once everyone's evolved and people were all nice, they'll be like, damn, that was hard for the coffee soldiers.
Okay.
You look so confused.
I am. I don't...
Don't worry. The Vinnie Nation will get it. Because they're intelligent.
Okay. What I'm learning is you don't have enough testosterone.
Not me. It's not my fault. It's my ancestors' fault.
Okay.
Basically. Because, yeah.
Yeah. I feel like I have more testosterone
I
than
think
you.
so.
Huh?
Yeah, I think so.
Women
but that's not good.
Women have testosterone,
you
right?
know what that means, though, do you? Think about it. Think about what happened to your ancestors. Where did the testosterone come from?
Men.
Yikes. Yeah, the warlord men.
I'm a war.
They probably decapitated who was going to be your great-grandfather. And then just
okay. My ancestors are evil.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
At least the men. In my theory.
Yeah. No.
That's where your evilness comes from.
Yeah, my dad had a lot of anger.
There you go.
So much
Should've
anger.
been in the war.
Dennis.
Oh, Dennis is crazy.
Dennis is crazy.
There you go. My theory is genius. One day people will look back on this podcast and all the award-winning theories, obviously they'll be proved unscientific.
Oh my god, I used to have really bad anger problems as well.
It's because when something happens, you just start decapitating.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I swear fealty. That's what I do.
Yeah, I feel like I'm quite aggressive actually.
Yeah.
I feel like if we were in a zombie apocalypse, I'd be a crazy killer guy. I would just give in to my natural instinct.
It's there.
Is like
it's bubbling away.
Violence, I think.
Really?
But
yeah.
Yours is...
Mine's to run away. It's avoidance.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because I'm running away from the people with swords when they turn up at the village.
Do you remember? I used to get really annoyed at you when we, in the early stages of our relationship, because I would cross the road, like when it was too dangerous, and you would like wait behind.
Oh, because that was so dumb.
And I'd be like, why didn't you...
Don't say you used to get annoyed at me. This is an ongoing thing.
No, you stop doing it now. That's why I don't get as annoyed. What used to happen?
This is what would happen. it would be a dangerous road crossing. There is a percentage chance that doing the crossing results in death. Yaz goes, I wait, right? Then as Yaz is crossing the road, she kind of looks behind and she's just like, what the fuck? Why didn't you cross?
Yeah, because
and
you're
then...
like, it's way too dangerous. I couldn't put myself in that danger. And it's like, you'd let me enter.
No, well, this is okay, I was going to get to that. I was going to say before that, what happens is you go to the other side of the road and just stare at me, just looking annoyed.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what? Why are you annoyed that I didn't cross the road? Anyway, and then you say, that's why, and then you come back and you say, why did you let me cross? And it's like,
yeah.
I didn't let you cross. You decided to cross. In fact, I stayed. I was like, you should just stay with me.
If you don't think it's safe enough to cross, you should grab me and be like, Yaz, don't cross. There's a car coming.
Vinnie Nation, isn't it cringe when your girlfriend is cringe?
No, because you don't think it's safe enough for you to cross, but you think it's okay
I trust your...
Why do you think it's okay for me to cross?
I trust your dexterity.
You just think, she'll be okay, but I won't.
I'm not going to stop you, because I acknowledge that it's not that dangerous. Okay. I'm like, she'll probably be fine.
Then why didn't you cross with me?
Because it's too dangerous. My danger threshold is too dangerous for me.
What do you think's going to happen if you cross?
Just can't. Basically, it's not that I think I'll die. Right?
Yeah.
I just think it's the dumbest way to die. If you're going to die, number one dumbest way to die, crossing a road because you couldn't bother to wait like a minute you get hit by a car.
What
so
about...
dumb. You're going to feel so dumb about that. Just be like, why didn't I wait a minute? So I'm trying to avoid the regret.
What about if I cross, I get hit, I die, people are like, Vinny.
Oh yeah,
what happened?
Yeah, go for it. Keep going.
People
this is why this is the dumbest thing you've ever said.
What happened?
I say, my girlfriend committed suicide. Sorry I didn't die with her. At least I'm alive now. You know? At least
No, you have to be like, yeah, I saw her crossing, and I was like, well, I'm not going to cross.
Yes. And I'd be like, look at how dumb the decision was. She is dead. She's been hit by a car. If I followed her, I would also be dead. It's not a good argument.
I'm not saying you should follow me. I'm saying
I should stop you.
You should stop me.
Right. I'll start stopping you then. We'll see what happens. You'll be so happy about it, I'm sure. I'm sure you'll be like, yeah, you're right. That was really dangerous. Thanks for stopping me. That would have resulted in my death. You definitely won't be like, it's safe? It's safe? Safe to cross?
You should grab me and you just say something heroic sounding.
What?
I don't know. If you don't want me to get annoyed.
So that would stop you being annoyed if I was heroic?
Yeah, just be like, oh, but I saved your life. And then I'm like, yeah, he did. Damn. Okay. He really did. Then I won't get annoyed at you.
I'll do that.
Try that next time.
I'll start being more heroic.
Thanks.
That's okay.
I'm pretty heroic, I think.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Can you provide me with an example of that?
Just vibes.
You're heroic. What are you talking about?
I think I could be if I was put in the right situation.
You could be heroic in the right situation.
Look how I stood up for that kid that was getting shouted at. My instinct took over.
He got shouted at.
Huh?
He got shouted at.
Huh?
The kid got shouted at.
Yeah, exactly.
You didn't avoid it. That's heroic.
No, but I stopped him. Right. I was like, what did you say to him? And it could have gone way worse.
Yeah.
I diffused the situation.
Really? Okay. Pretty heroic.
Yeah, I don't even think. Normally, that would terrify me.
That's like in My Hero Academia. You know?
What part?
Just spoilers. When they was like, this is superhero anime. And then there's this one kid without superpowers. And the guy, there's like this, the number one super strong guy.
Oh,
he's looking for an heir because he can secretly pass on his powers. And then this kid with no powers, he runs into danger. And he's like, I didn't even think. My feet just started moving.
Just went.
And then the number one guy's like, wow, what a real hero.
Yeah,
all he needs is power.
It's true.
So I guess it's true. If that's your instinct, is to be heroic. But I could name many examples where that's not the case.
Many?
To put holes in your theory. Many.
About me
Yes,
specifically.
about you. Instinctually, your instinct is, Vinny, could you do it, please? Rather than doing the heroic action. And I have to be the hero. And you come back and say, wow, that was brave.
I mean, if someone else...
All I'm going to do is this.
If someone else is, like, in danger or needs protecting...
Okay.
Like,
it could be a specific hero, like a medic.
Yeah, because if it's about me, I'm too scared.
Right. You're loyal.
I won't fight for myself.
You'll fight for loyalty.
I'll fight... Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I can buy that.
Or I'll just fight for people who, like, I don't think can defend themselves, like children.
Okay. Yeah. I can see that. You know, I think I'm a bit like that. Well, not really, but a little bit. And I think you're like that if you never got advocated for as a child.
Yeah.
Because that's what definitely where that impulse in me comes from. When I see someone getting shot, and I'm like, damn.
Yeah, same. You know, I think
that's what it is.
yeah, because I just think of baby Yaz.
Yeah, you're like who could have, like, what would baby Yaz need, and then it's adult Yaz to step in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because kids can't defend themselves.
They kind of get owned.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, that's where I think that comes from. That's my second theory.
That's a good theory, I think.
Yep. But yeah, no, I can buy it. I can buy that you are heroic for others. I don't think you're.
No, I'm not
just heroic.
I'm not just plain heroic.
But you'll
no.
listen back. That's what you said initially.
What?
That's what you said. That's how this convo started. Don't just shut down. Shutting that down. Before you start going on about how heroic you are.
Okay. Yeah.
Cool. Are we doing? Is this the shit job ep?
Oh yeah, I wanted to talk about shit jobs. I wanted to get.
Basically.
Yeah.
This behind the scenes may have sounded organic. Yaz asked me a question about my work and then brought up her work, but there's always a little plan. So that was the plan.
Yeah, slightly.
I'm not told the plan though.
Huh?
I'm just talking to the listeners. I don't get told the plan.
That's what makes it organic.
Anyway, sorry. Yeah.
No, yeah, I was just wondering about the shittest jobs, because I feel like we hate our jobs, and we've hated all of our previous jobs.
Problem.
I've never had a job that I've been like, wow, that was great.
That was epic.
And not shit. But yeah, I wanted to get Tiffany on because she's also just had terrible jobs.
We should get Tiffany on. Although, good luck. Tiff, this is your formal invitation to the podcast. Just reply and you can be on.
Email us at
Vinmin 9K.
Podcast.
That's our rate. You get
gmail.com.
9K to be on the podcast.
9K?
If you reply. Yeah, if you reply. 9K.
We pay her?
Yeah. My point is she won't hear this.
But what if she hears this like a year later?
Only valid for 1 week.
1 week. Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. What's been your worst job?
Yes. My 2 jobs. I don't know. No, I mean, this is actually what I was thinking about.
You haven't worked a lot, have you?
Yeah, because this is. I knew I'd hate working before I entered the workforce, and then I hated working, and I'm in the workforce.
Nobody likes working.
No, but some people think they do, or think
they
will.
think they do. They've deluded themselves.
Yes.
Unless you genuinely, there's probably some jobs out there that are fulfilling and stuff.
It's true.
But generally, no one likes.
I don't
jobs.
know.
Yeah, what's your least favourite job out of the 2?
No, that's what I was saying. I don't know, because basically my current job is very stressful, and I take a lot of mental damage throughout the day, and it's also physically exhausting. However, I actually think, the more I think about it, that's sick. The physical exhaustion part.
Why?
I think that's actually really good, because I just I think manual labour jobs are kind of good. Like, obviously,
you mean for your physical health? Not
necessarily health, but just like after you walk home. Like, first of all, you walk home rather than work from home.
Yeah. But
it just feels it's like you feel, and I mean feel as in like deep in your bones. You're like, that was a day of work.
Yeah.
When you come, it feels very like cut off because you come home, you're like,
you can relax now.
Well, you just walking home, you're like, oh, I'm exhausted, like physically exhausted, and that is quite good. I quite like that part of it actually.
Really?
Basically, I think that's good. I think it helps me sleep as well, which is good. Even though not that I have huge problems with sleep or anything.
It's like a long gym sesh or something.
Yeah. So I think that part's good. And then the question is, basically, my current job is very stressful and chaotic and hard work.
Yeah.
And also have to deal with weird customers. However, my previous job was kind of the opposite. Really easy, but to the place where it was kind of like mind numbing, like just almost like, I don't know. Basically, right now I'm so stressed. I'm too busy to be existential while working. I kind of just, I'm in like primal mode. I'm like and then with my old job, I was like, why am I work? Does that make any sense? Because I'm just bored.
That's
so
where I'm at.
Bored, and so like just tired of it. So I don't really know what's worse. But that's why I left, is to try something on the other end of the spectrum. And there's good and bad parts about both. So I guess I'm learning. I feel like that's the way to go until you are a bajillionaire. You just gotta like try new things and be like, what do I like about this? What do I dislike about this? Because obviously there's stuff about my old job that I really liked as well. Like, don't know, hanging out with people. But that's the same with this job. The people are the best part.
Yeah.
I don't really have an answer. I don't know which is better or worse.
Yeah, I'm trying to think as well.
I'm more stressed now, but less depressed. That's my conclusion.
I definitely see that in you.
Yes. So, when my stress gets too much and I feel like I'm going to die at 35 and I'm going grey, then I'll go back into the depression mode.
What's worse, depression or stress?
I don't know. Anyway.
You seem to be getting less stressed.
I am. Like, it's crazy that I'm not like... crazy that I have not had a breakdown today because it was so stressful.
I think then what you're doing now, manual labour, is... Can I call it manual labour?
Sure.
I guess it is.
I don't know if it's the right word, but it's a physical, in-person job.
Yeah.
I suppose. Not an office
job.
What,
like, white versus blue collar?
Yeah, but I don't actually know what that means. But yeah, go for it.
I can't remember which is which. No, I can't remember which is which. I want to say white collar is like those shitty office.
Doesn't matter.
Jobs. No, I want to know now.
Okay. This is the Googling segment of the podcast. I feel like, I know people say it in England, but I feel like it's an American term, surely.
It is,
Yeah.
but still relevant. Yes, so white collar jobs relating to people who work in offices doing work that needs mental rather than physical effort.
Mental, physical. That makes sense.
Yeah. So I think like blue collar jobs are more stressful like at the beginning, but the more you get used to it, the easier it gets, and then it kind of just becomes a bit more automatic. Like once you get rid of the stress, then it's actually like not that bad, is it?
It's very unpredictable. So you can have I feel like the variance in like how good your day is way higher. So like I can have a pretty good day, I guess.
Yeah.
But I can also have a really awful day. Whereas in white collar,
yeah, white collar
it's just
jobs,
like the same every day, and that's what just hurts my brain.
But that's why those type of jobs will never get better.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like the way you feel about it now is the way you're probably always gonna feel about it.
It's true. Not much can change.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that based on how I feel. Yeah. But I think it's funny. I think my worst job was a support worker, actually.
I mean, that just sounded very
It's a bit
stressful.
terrible. Yeah, because I worked in retail. Retail, I got bored after like 3 months I wanted to quit. I was like, I can't. My brain is just turning to mush, and everyone's just pissing me off. And yeah, so I left that after like a year, and then I was a support worker for 2 years, and yeah, I just couldn't do it. Like, it was so exhausting. Yeah, but the thing is with that job, it was very mentally and physically exhausting. Like, it was both, and it was so stressful and unpredictable.
I think, I mean, literally just based on looking after dentists in like Spain or mainly Spain.
It's like that. But
it's so mentally exhausting because it's like I don't know.
You're managing people's emotions as well.
You just have to. Your brain's constantly putting out a feeler to some other person every second. And you can't just not, because then they end up in a stable and people calling the police or whatever. Like, you have to constantly just be 100% aware of someone else, which is stressful. And actually, not to say, exactly. I think that's partly why my job is stressful, because I feel like
you have to be switched
managing
on.
customers' emotions.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, oh, is this guy gonna kick off? Because blah blah blah. Or I can't just do my own thing. I'm just kind of...
Yeah, but you're relying on them to be able to manage their own emotions. Whereas me, it's like, it's guaranteed they cannot manage their own emotions.
Being a worker is tough.
Yeah. It's a bit difficult. And just... It's a lot. I'll tell you, one time, there was this kid who was going through a phase, basically, where he was just shitting himself.
Yes.
And we were in the disabled toilet. Basically, he needed to go to the toilet, and I was it was a 2-to-1. So I was with this other girl. God, she was nice, but she was just like, she didn't want to deal with any of that crap, basically.
She was from the peasant family home.
Yeah, so she was like, I'll order we were in Burger King. She was like, I'll order the food. You take him to the toilet. And I was just like,
that's not fair. That's not an equal distribution.
I was like, fine, whatever. Because we knew that he'd been having problems anyway. So we went, I took him to the toilet. He's this 14-year-old kid, but he's like 6 foot at this point anyway. And I'm 5'2", and I go in with him to the disabled toilet. He takes a shit. I can't remember if I managed to I have to wipe his ass basically. And I can't remember at what point. I think maybe he just needed to shit again. But anyway, he starts touching his shit and smearing it all over the walls, and then he's just getting it all over his hands and his butt.
How do you stop him?
Exactly. That was the problem. That was the problem. I was like, no, stop. I couldn't stop this kid from just smearing shit everywhere. And I was just like, oh my god, I'm just in this I'm in this Burger King disabled toilets, surrounded by shit with a 14-year-old 6-foot kid, and I don't know what to do, and it's all over his clothes at this point.
That's how he's expressed it. He wanted to kill someone, and instead he was just like, I'm just going to smash it on the wall.
I'm just going to paint the walls with poo.
Did you tell anyone to just leave?
I just cleaned it all up.
Oh, really? I would have left, I think.
Really?
Because, basically, the way you're describing it, it sounded out of just not manageable, like it was on the ceiling or something. And then at that point,
I could reach.
Okay, if you can clean it up.
But no, we were in there for a long time. Anyway, so we had to call his mum and be like, he's done this. Can you pick him up and bring a change of clothes, please? One time we were in the back of the car as well, and then it was basically, it's a phase anyway, so he was fine.
What do you mean a phase? It's not on purpose, right? You're saying it it's a choice.
It was on purpose. What do you mean?
What? I thought you meant he had diarrhea or some shit. But you mean he was going for a phase, was playing with his poop?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
What did you think was happening?
Like I said, he had stomach problems. I thought that's what you're saying. That's why I thought you were when the girl was oh.
No.
Okay, I see.
No, he went through a
Playing with poop
phase.
Okay.
Anyway, he was kind of over the phase at that point, but then we were in the back. I was in the back of the car with him one time, and then he just put his finger like up his butt, and then he like takes his hand out, and he's got poo in it, and he shows me, and I'm like. I'm mortified, and I'm like, wait, stop, and I hold his hand, and then I grab a wipe quickly, and then I just wipe his shit.
Does he find it funny then? Does he know that it's funny?
I think he's just interested. He knows he's not supposed to be doing it. Like, he had this cheeky look on his face, but he's just like also fascinated by it at the same time. It's interesting. Like, it's a sensory thing.
Like the fact that women can make milk. That's crazy. You know what I mean? It's crazy that we produce like waste.
Yeah.
You know, you don't really think about it very much.
Yeah, exactly.
But so it is cool.
I guess so, but I just don't know why he wasn't like, this smells terrible. But yeah.
That's funny.
Anyway. So yeah. He wasn't even one of my toughest kids. He was...
Sounds like a laugh.
You know what? He was great. He was pretty chilled. He was like non-verbal and just like really relaxed and stuff, and just like he wasn't aggressive at all. Like he just he obviously we'd had like difficult situations, but most of the time he was great. Yeah. Oh god, yeah, I have so many stories.
Maybe we should get Tiff on.
Yeah, she'll have a lot of stories actually. Cool. Yeah, because she's worked with some of the kids that I've worked with. Oh my god, one time.
Would she want to be on? That's the thing with guests.
Yeah, I think she'd be up for it.
Yeah. Also, Tim has claimed spot, so we get Tiff on. We unlock the guest Pandora's box.
Okay, yeah.
Everyone.
All right.
Has to be a guest.
All right, we're gonna get Tim on first then.
Yeah,
because Tim's so far away.
Yeah.
So we'd have to.
Because I really don't.
The logistics of it.
I feel like it should be in person, just for vibe. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a better vibe, isn't it?
Although Tim is a veteran podcaster, getting someone on to be like, come do a podcast, it's quite a lot. Like, it's a lot for me every week. So it's good if you can kind of make it feel more low key, and I think being in person helps that.
Okay, well we'll figure it out. Yeah. I just remembered this one time. There was this kid. I hated him. He was the worst. He was the worst. I liked pretty much all of the kids that I worked with, apart from this one, because he just hated me. He just decided that he didn't like me and that he wanted to just mess about. Yeah. Oh, and his family was annoying as well. But anyway, I'm not going to go into it. But yeah, we were in the swimming pool, and he just like gets out of the pool and just strips naked. Has his little pee-pee hanging about, and he's like laughing, and the lifeguard or whatever, she's like blowing her whistle and she's like, it's not allowed to be doing that, like shouting at me, and I'm like, I don't want him to be doing this either. And then anyway, we leave, and then he locks himself in a changing room, and then he won't come out. And then I don't think this was on the same day, but then we go to the Sainsbury's, and then he gets a bottle of chocolate sauce, and then
oh yeah, I know this.
Do you remember? Yes. And then he's like, if you don't buy this from me, I'm gonna walk out. And he tries to walk out with the chocolate sauce, and I was like, okay, I'm either gonna have to buy this for him, or he's just gonna steal it. So I bought it for him, and then he wanted to drink it, and I was like, wait till you get home. And then he just starts like, when the shops are closed and they've got the metal thing. Yeah. What is it called?
I was gonna say grate.
Yeah, those grates. Anyway, he just starts kicking them like really badly and just making a scene, and I was like, oh my god, like I can't deal with this. And I was like, okay, we're on our way home, whatever, like so I just opened it for him and I just let him drink it. I was like, whatever. And anyway, we get home, and then the mum, she's pissed. She's like, you let him drink this. It's like half of it's gone. And I tried to explain to her, like, he he's going to steal it. And it was a whole thing.
You kept him out of juvie.
Yeah, literally. It's like, I didn't want the police to get involved. Yes. I'm sorry. And then she complained about me to my supervisor, who called me up. She would always do this, my supervisor. She would be like, so, did anything happen when you were working with so-and-so? Mm-hmm. And, like, at the end of every session, it's been such a wild ride. I've forgotten everything. I've wiped it from my memory. It's too, like... I can't even think about it. So I'm always just like, basically, because I'm just like, no, nothing out of the ordinary, because every session there's something insane will have happened. Mm-hmm. So I was just like, no, and we just spent ages, like, I was just like, I know she's trying to get at something, but I have no idea what she's like talking about. But anyway, so she tells me that the mum's not happy, and then I'm like, well, if she's not happy, then I'm fine for someone else. Like I was like, the kid doesn't like me,
right?
Like I said it in a nice way, but I was basically like, if he wants someone else, get someone else. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah, but I think they didn't have enough staff, so I was stuck with the kid for a long time. But anyway, it's annoying. My least favourite family. Because normally all of the families were like... So even if the kids were like a bit of a nightmare, the families were so nice.
I feel like families with like special needs kids are always... Not nice, but like a bit more understanding.
Yeah.
Because they're just exposed to a life of like chaos.
Exactly, yeah.
So they have to be a bit like... Just chill.
And they're like, okay, this person is coming to help me with like...
Yeah, except your mum, actually. I don't think your mum divorced. Maybe recently.
What do you mean?
Because I find it funny how, like, with... Because Dennis just does embarrassing stuff a lot. Yeah. But your mum is still so worried about being embarrassed. Like, because I always think that, like, she would just be zen. Like, not that Dennis is, like, throwing poop everywhere or whatever. But if you have a kid who just can do crazy crap all the time... Then you're just like, okay.
She kind of is in the moment, She just deals with Dennis and stuff. Yeah.
And I just find it fun how she's still worried about being embarrassed and stuff. I don't know. I just find it funny because I feel like she'd just be used to it by now.
It's just her personality, and it doesn't go away. Even me, I'm just like, we're going out with Dennis tomorrow. I'm just like, I hope. Tomorrow. Yep. I'm like, I hope he doesn't, like, throw a tantrum or something,
Yeah, no, that's different. I just mean when he just, like, when she's like, oh, you need to wear this. And it's like, this guy doesn't want to wear jeans. Doesn't care about jeans.
Dennis is kind of dripping.
Is he dripping
now? Yeah, okay. He's got some good
cool
fashion.
See his drip.
Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, my job now... Depression.
Not depression.
Pure depression.
Okay. There's probably a third. I reckon it's a triangle.
Yeah.
So stress, depression. Probably it's a good job. Probably I enjoy this. That's probably it. Yeah.
And the hospital job. Wonder what that's like. Because my office job is... It's fine.
Yeah.
That's what I'll call it. It's fine.
That's why we need to start monetizing the podcast so that we can escape.
Yeah.
Sorry guys, this is going behind the Patreon right now.
Subscribe.
If you want to listen to the rest of the set, subscribe to
Give
Patreon.
us money, please. Yeah, my job's weird. I feel like my job is like normal and boring.
I say you got like a normal office job.
Yeah.
But your job is weird actually. There's a lot of like weird, just the whole, I feel like your job encapsulates the idea of like just nobody having any clue what they're doing, but everybody doesn't seem to, like, because nobody's trained. You weren't trained, right?
Yeah.
So like, nobody's trained very well. So therefore they just feel really insecure about like what they're meant to do. But also the people who are meant to like be above them and check on them to be like, oh, are you doing your job properly?
They're
also
idea.
Not trained. So they're, instead of monitoring the people below them and like, and I mean that in a good way, like just kind of being like, oh, do you need any help with this? Like, here's how you do this. They haven't even been trained on their job. So they're just going, I hope no one finds out that I don't know how to do my job. And it goes all the way up.
Exactly. No, that's
it's
totally
just
what it is.
Imposter syndrome job, which is stressful.
Yeah.
Because you just never know what to do.
Yeah, exactly. No, that's how I feel.
Yeah.
All the time.
Not ideal.
No one knows what they're doing. Everyone's figuring it out constantly.
Yeah. How do people talk about their jobs on podcasts? You used to talk about it?
Yeah.
Because we're both not really saying what our jobs are.
I
mean, I am a bit more than you. I don't know.
Well, I'm just going to say I have an office job, but that's it. I don't know. I think you just shouldn't go into the level of detail where people can, like, figure out where you work and stuff.
Cool.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Especially if, like, I don't know, if you start talking shit about your job as well.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. It's just, it gives me cult vibes. That's another
there is
weird
big cult
thing.
vibes at your job.
Yeah.
Everyone just loves working there.
Everyone is obsessed with it. They love it. They're like, it's so great here. Why don't you love coming into the office and socializing? Oh God, it's like, I don't know. They love to work. They love the company culture, and like anyone who is just like, if you show any sign of being like, I'm just here to get paid, then you're the outcast.
Right.
You know.
But I think it's just, that's not, I mean, it's definitely your job. But I feel like in general, very hard to function in life if you don't feel positive about what you are doing. Like, not even in jobs, but just like if you're in a marriage and you start to be like, damn, I don't really like this person. that's a mess. So I feel like people do get a bit
brainwashed.
Yeah, like you brainwash yourself just to cope.
Exactly, yeah.
You're just like, oh yeah, it's crazy, but I love this. And it's like, you don't really love it. But it's like, you just got, if you start going into the over-analysing, if you actually like it, then that's how you end up just a mess.
That's how you turn into me.
Yeah. So.
Yeah,
I'm to be crab mode, you have to just love your life. Not love your life, but like justify everything you're doing, right?
I'm trying to do that more.
Otherwise you go into the pits.
Yeah.
But it's also like, I say that like you're an idiot for
Me?
No. I say that like, oh, just be real with yourself, guys. You know, but like, you know, it makes sense
to what? Just
try and enjoy your day-to-day life.
Yeah.
I'm not really advocating for the opposite. But I think I struggled to do it. And then just getting
Wait, you struggle to what?
To
like your everyday life, or like your job, or
everything.
What do you mean,
to be
everything?
Like, yeah, I'm happy with this.
Your life.
Yeah. And then I get in a rut.
Yeah, I mean, the key is to just do stuff that you like doing.
But yeah, it's a weird one. But I feel like with me actually, the main reason that I function is because of all my, like, I don't even know, it's just the negative feelings. They're fuel at this point. No, just, I mean, like...
What are you talking about? Your negative feelings help you function?
Yes.
Like, if you're depressed, you go to work? What are you trying to say? Can you give me an example?
Yeah, I'm thinking. I just mean... I don't mean depressed. I just mean, like... basically how I motivate myself to do anything, to like try and improve my life in any aspect, it's never from actually.
You have to feel terrible at something to do something about it.
Sometimes.
But what if your life is like really good? What are you gonna do?
I know, that's why it's not very good.
You won't be able to. Then your you'll just be in a constant cycle.
I know. But I've been working on it. I mean, I'm trying to be more like do things from a place of like love and like joy, which is good. And it's good, but basically it's more fun to do stuff that way. But I think just when it really gets down to it, my motivation does come from just being like, this fucking sucks, I need to fix this, rather than like, I should totally go floss, that's so great for my health, and I love my teeth and I love myself. Instead it's just like, oh my god, I am gonna have to get 9 teeth taken out, I need to do this or I'm gonna die, kind of thing.
That's
that's what works for me.
Oh my god.
It's not very good. Anyway, but basically that's why I'm good at stuff, because it's like do you remember the climbing doc we watched?
It's your obsession.
I'm the Yanya Garnbrett. Do you remember? Basically, because so
she wanted to be the best.
Context for
I can't really remember.
The undisputed GOAT female climber is this woman called Yanya Garnbrett. She's just insane. She just like wins every single competition. It's crazy. She's just like the GOAT. And then we were watching this doc about, it was like for the Olympics.
Yep.
The first time climbing was in the Olympics. And it was about like, it was just following like people who were trying to qualify basically, and then some of them qualified, some of them didn't, and blah blah blah. And then basically all the women, it was just cool watching them because all their families were just like so supportive and nice and stuff. They were just like,
it just followed females, didn't it?
Yeah, it was about women. But basically, like Brooke Rabbitoos.
Yep.
Her family, like her mum is like a professional climber. I think her dad is as well.
Yeah.
And basically they were like, oh yeah, you're so good at climbing, you should really try.
So emotionally supportive.
And basically the way the doc was set up was that Yanya was at the end. So like every person, it was like, oh wow, like this is why they're so good, because their families like support them, and they're like so, like, you know, that makes sense, right? Like you need support to do things that are tough, because they're tough, right, by definition. Anyway, and then it gets to Yanya, who's the GOAT, as I've said.
Yeah.
She's so good. And then I'm like, wow, I wonder, like if everyone's family is like this, she will be even more so. Like her family's going to be so like into it and supportive. And her parents did not give a shit about her climbing. Like
they did. What do you mean?
I don't think so.
They wanted her to be the best, but they didn't emotionally support her. They were just like, you need to win.
Right. I don't know.
When
they just didn't seem that bothered. When they were watching, they're just like, meh.
No, when she slipped, her mum was just
like... Oh, yeah. True.
She was like, oh, she didn't do
you know
that.
what I'm talking about then? I don't remember it all, but I feel like there was a weird vibe.
I know what you mean, yeah.
I feel like, basically her motivation was just like, she was so pissed off at herself all the time.
I think
it was quite like self-destructive.
I think her parents didn't really care about climbing.
Right, okay.
But they were like, oh, if you're going to do something, be the best at it.
Yeah.
They weren't like, oh, wow, you did amazing. It's like, it's number one or you suck.
I just remember them being so like blasé.
Yeah, me too.
Because the thing is, they were acting like their daughter's like pretty good. They were like, yeah, well, my daughter's in a cool competition or something. But it wasn't like...
Yeah, exactly.
It wasn't they were like, oh, she's the best climber in the world. Like, it was really weird. Anyway, I don't remember.
No, but that's why she has to prove herself.
Yeah.
By being that she has to be the best at every time.
Yeah.
Otherwise, her parents just won't accept it.
But it was just so funny because I really like everyone else. Their family's just so nice.
Her parents were just the most average people I've ever seen as well. Like, what have they achieved? You know, they weren't climbers,
that was it. It reminded
me
of like, you know, when people watch like football and then it's just like this old like 50-year-old dude at home who's just like, oh, this guy can't even take a penalty, bro. He fucking sucks. Get him off the team. And it's like, bro, you're like, you can't even walk. It was like watching that.
Yeah,
right? It's like their own daughter, and it's like, it was just like this random dude who was just like, oh yeah, she could probably do this better, like, and it was just like, it's your daughter, like, I don't know, and also not only is it your daughter, but she is
best undoubtedly the best.
Yeah, and they were just like, oh, she could have done that better. Can't believe she fell. And it's like, you don't know anything about climbing, Anyway, it was so dumb.
That's funny.
Anyway, but that's what I was trying to say, is that I feel like I have a bit of a negative slant to my motivation, which is good. Sometimes, I mean, I can go on like crazy streaks, but it's not very sustainable. Anyway, to be honest, I say this, I'm getting a lot better. Last few years, I've really been trying to enjoy my life.
Why do you think you're like that?
I don't know. It's just what's worked for me, I think, because it's like that's what got me through school.
I'm just wondering
uni and stuff. Like, because otherwise I wouldn't do anything.
I'm just wondering where it came from though, because
my parents don't care about my life. That's all. I don't know.
Okay.
Like, they're not negative, but they're just like.
Well, just because your brothers don't seem like that.
I look at them. Are they 5 episodes into a Vinmin podcast? No.
They're doing pretty good.
No, they're great. I don't know.
They're quite different to you. I think.
Yeah. Well, no, but I think, to be honest, I think what it is that I was quite high achieving at school and stuff.
Yeah, I feel like maybe were you treated differently.
Yeah, I think I was high achieving and then
well.
also like treated and expected to do really well at things. And then, but without much support. Kind of just like, oh,
you're
you
expected
should do well.
to be the best.
Yeah. So I kind of just...
Without any support whatsoever and without any knowledge about what goes into that. But it's like, you're smart, right?
No, that's what... Because basically my parents just don't... You know, they're kind of dumb. So they just see a smart person and they're like... Not that I'm smart, but they're just like... They don't understand that, like... The rules of life apply. Mm-hmm. You know?
Yeah, it's similar to my upbringing.
Or something.
Actually.
Yeah. That's all. Not good.
I guess that's what Yanya Gombrot's parents are like then. It's the expectations that you should be the best without doing anything to support that.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, I guess I have to just be the best on my own, otherwise I suck.
Yeah.
You
that's
know?
the lesson you learn, I guess.
Yeah. Whereas, like, I feel like your brothers are just like... They're just like, yeah, I want to do this thing, so I'm just going to do it.
Yeah, I feel like they've just had less, maybe, pressure. I don't really know what it is, to be honest.
I feel like they don't, I mean, obviously I know you a lot better than I know them, but they don't seem to have that pressure.
The pressure doesn't actually exist anymore. That's the funny thing. Like, as a 25-year-old or whatever, pressure does not exist.
No, but like the mental pressure.
No, but what I mean is, like, the pressure at one point was explicit. It was like, oh, you should do this, blah, blah, blah. But, like, I don't live at home anymore. And, like, I don't really talk to my parents loads.
No, but I think the pressure, it just comes from childhood, doesn't it?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying, but it's funny that I still have that pressure. Like, even though I'm not exposed to it at all.
But that makes perfect sense, because that's just how you've been shaped.
How I like to do stuff.
Yeah. That's how you were raised.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, you're welcome, Vinnie Nation. Family Edition. I've absorbed their pressure.
Family Edition.
Yeah, because they really don't have much pressure on them anymore, which is nice for them. No one cares.
No one gives a shit.
Although, one of them's got to go to uni. What else?
Oh, yeah.
That's it. It's rearing its head. Anyway.
I don't feel like there's a lot of pressure, to be honest, on your brother to go to uni. I feel like they had I don't know, when I was there, they seemed to be over it.
He's going to uni, right? Has he decided?
I don't know.
Basically, if it's worked, then there was pressure.
Oh,
He didn't want to go.
Yeah.
We'll see. He hasn't mentioned it for a while, actually. Every week it was just, oh my god.
Guys, should I go to uni?
Should I go to uni?
He's like the most indecisive person I've ever met.
Yeah.
I'm not even kidding. But yeah, I think it's hard at that age, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's like...
That's why you should chill out. Hard to do anything at that age, because your brain is a peanut.
Yeah, it's still forming.
Peanut brain.
But yeah, it's hard when you don't know what to do, and then you're getting pressure from all sides to be like, okay.
Not just pressure, but dumb pressure. Pressure from dumb people.
That's the worst kind of pressure, because there's no backing whatsoever.
Their lives suck. They all just hate their life.
But that's why They're like, you need to do this thing because my life sucks. So if you do the opposite, then you will have a better life than I did.
Yeah. But this
That's
is like
where
my
it
other
comes
thing.
from, I think.
But it's like this is like when I get financial advice from poor people, and I'm just thinking, I'm going like, oh cool, yeah, sure, I'll take out an ISA. And
Yeah,
like,
when I hear people telling me to get a credit card, I'm like, you...
Not that I'm rich, but it's like, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
It's like, fundamentally, it's like, if this advice worked, you would be rich.
But yeah, basically, I don't want someone who's in their overdraft to tell me that I should get a credit card to build up my credit score.
Yeah.
Like,
when my credit score's fine.
I'm not the problem.
You check your credit score?
Yeah.
It's fine. Probably, if you're listening, worried about your credit score, it's fine. That's the Vinmin guarantee. This is financial advice. Not. But it's fine. Yeah, people are very worried about their credit scores. If you've had any direct debit ever for like over a year,
just don't stay in your overdraft
rich,
constantly and get some direct debits in.
Yeah.
Sorted.
Anyway, we'll have a financial advice section on the Vinmin podcast.
Sure. I have a fun segment called Worst Jobs Ever. Since we were talking about our shitty jobs, I had a look at some of the genuine worst jobs ever that exist.
Interesting.
And I'm going to read some of them out to you.
Okay.
And I'm curious if you've ever even heard of some of these jobs.
Are they like
or
really
would do them. Some of them are like weird. Anyway,
Okay.
I've got a few. I've got like top 5.
Oh, we totally should have done a tier list and piss off everybody who has any of these jobs. That was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, fun to rank. I like ranking stuff that I know nothing about. It's hilarious.
Really? Okay.
But it's fun.
You can rank these jobs, I guess.
Yeah, I need a little. Anyway, go for it.
Okay. Dildo dipper.
A dildo dipper. What are they dipping in?
They're dipping... The tip of the dildo is, if you get a white penis, they dip the tip of it so that it's a bit pink, I think.
Oh, really?
Well, actually...
Surely this is a factory job.
Yeah, it's a factory job,
So
but
you're
you do it by
monitoring
hand.
the dildo dips.
No, you're doing the dipping.
You're dipping.
Actually...
That's fine. Surely there's surely a machine does this.
I think maybe now, but also I was thinking... I've seen dildos previously.
Yeah.
They're not multicolored.
Some are they?
I think maybe
like a
this is a
fade.
specific brand of dildo. There's a specific brand of dildo
Really? You work at
that
okay.
have to get like dipped.
They get dipped. That's their signature.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, I saw an image online of a bunch of women in a row just dipping the dildos.
Okay, here's what I'm going to briefly compare them.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to rate them to each other. I'm just going to compare them to...
Okay.
Would I rather do that than my current job?
Okay.
I think I'd rather be a dildo dipper.
Me too. Seems
It
kind of
sounds
chilled.
chilled.
Just dipping away.
Dipping.
Don't have to talk to anyone. No angry customers.
And it's kind of funny. Like someone asks you what you do.
Yeah, I'm a dildo
dipper.
dipper.
That's fun.
I dip the dildos. You know the dildos that you're using? Yep. Guess who dipped them? Me.
Yes, but I guess the bad part is that this job, if it has not been, will be replaced by a machine in like 2 years.
Yes.
Bad job security.
Actually,
I'll stick to my current job.
That is true.
Okay, I'm just trying to find.
Good
I'm trying to
boring
find a new job. That's what this is. This
okay.
is me job hunting.
Okay. This is job hunting section.
Yeah.
Segment rather. Okay. I don't know if this is just a job itself or if this is part of a job. Like this might just be one.
A section.
A part. Yes.
Okay.
A mechanical cow.
Okay. I know what that is.
Do you know what that is?
I think.
What do you think it is?
Oh, actually, no. It's not a mechanical ball. It's something else.
It's a mechanical cow for balls. For balls.
Oh,
so,
okay.
So to get balls
to get them to like come
ejaculate,
yeah.
you have to be sitting in this machine, this
Cool.
little go-kart cow, fake cow machine. Well, the ball
That sounds
is
fun.
banging
No?
you.
That sounds fun. I think that'd be cool.
Really?
It would be like...
I think that'd be traumatic. Have you seen balls? They're massive.
I know, but that's kind of cool.
They're kind of
It's
scary.
Like,
Oh no, I'd be terrified.
you're in the scene from a movie where you're like running away from a monster and it's about to kill you and you like get behind like a tree and it's like scraping, can't get at you. That's your job.
That's so scary. What are
Yeah,
you
but
talking
obviously
about?
it's probably safe or they wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
And also, what if the ball finds out? If the ball finds out that you're not a ball, it's not going to try and have sex with you.
That you're not a cow.
Yeah. If it breaks through, it'll just be like, oh,
No, but
it'll probably be pissed off.
But it's horny,
It's like
and
you
it's got all
cocked
of
it.
that horny rage,
Okay.
that testosterone build up,
Sure.
and it just needs to pound someone.
I'll get found.
It's going after you.
It's fine.
Yeah.
I'm into balls. That's what this comment is. It's
What do you mean you're
there's
into
one
them?
synapse in my brain that's lit up. A new synapse from this combo.
What are you trying to say?
That's appealing.
You want to have sex with a...
I'm not all I'm saying is that a synapse has lit up. I'm not going beyond that. I'm just saying interesting.
Okay, let's move on. Armpit sniffer.
Why?
For deodorant.
You test deodorant.
Yeah.
Bloody hell.
I mean, if it's a good
It
brand.
depends it depends on the brand, right?
Yeah.
If it's a good brand, that's a nice job.
Yeah, but what if it's like a big sweaty man's hairy armpit?
Yeah, because also they probably don't just get like I feel like my armpits are pretty chill.
Yeah, unless
But,
you've got the adrenaline
The
stink.
adrenaline sweats, that kind of stuff. But they probably they're limit testing their deodorant. They're getting like maximum
Stinkage.
sweaty, hairy, whatever.
Yeah,
craziness.
yeah.
Yeah, no.
Pass
Also, it's
then.
not a COVID-proof job. If we get COVID too,
Yeah.
you're out.
You always need deodorant though.
Yeah, but they're not innovating during that time because there's less demand for
I guess so.
deodorant. I guess probably not.
Pet food tester.
You eat it.
Yeah. Apparently, you have to have a very good palate.
Really?
Yeah.
Why are we testing this food?
I have no idea. I don't know why you can't just get the animals to just eat it and see if they like it. But I don't know. When I was online, apparently, it's something to do with nutrition as well. But it's like, surely this is just flavour.
I feel like whoever created this job is just like got a weird fetish. They
really like pet
hate
food.
their workers.
The opposite.
They're like, we don't need someone to eat pet food. We don't care. You just hired the guy that you want to fire.
Yeah.
But you can't. You're like, oh, you've got a promotion. You're a pet food tester.
It's your job to eat all of the
Yeah,
dog
no
food.
thanks. No thanks.
Pretty grim. Apparently they get bank.
Really?
So I don't know what the starting salary is, but you can get up to like 50k.
Really?
Yeah.
If you're into it, then it's a great job.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. If you don't mind the
If you
taste.
enjoy it.
But I
not for
mean,
me.
pet food smells.
So the only one that I'm interested in is the ball. The mechanical
Yeah.
ball. I swear there's a better way to do this though. The ball. I feel like I've heard of. How does this work? I feel like.
I swear there is just a machine. Like, no one has to be in it.
I think there's either a machine or you just you put like a ball fleshlight on them.
Just start wanking them.
And then when they're about to come, you put in a little. Oh, I can't. Maybe it is a mechanical ball. Basically, because I do feel like there's an element of trickery. It's not just stimulation.
They have
it's
to because how do they get the boner?
Yeah, there is something, but I can't remember what it is.
I think I've seen this on TV as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Fascinating. A portable toilet cleaner, like
I thought the job was going to be portable toilet. You just walk around and just for really rich people, they're like, I need to piss. Open your mouth.
Mouth.
Someone does that. That's someone's job.
That's grim. Why can't they just have a portable toilet on them?
I know, because this is funnier for the rich people. It's like if you're like I'll pay you 9 mil a year to be a portable toilet.
That's disgusting.
Portable toilet cleaner.
What are you doing if you're getting paid 9 mil a year? Are you doing it?
That's what I'm saying. I don't know.
Yeah.
There's a limit. I reckon I would do 1 year.
I could do
extensive therapy.
I could do pee.
Yeah.
I do wee.
Yeah, I feel like you'd get used to.
Yeah.
You'd be like, this is grim, but sure.
Yeah, I mean, you can drink your own wee.
Yeah.
Can't you?
Yeah. But that's like that's a lower pay scale, the wee only.
Oh yeah.
That's like 200k. You're like, maybe.
I might.
Yeah, exactly. But anyway, that's not how you get.
Yeah. If you want the real cash, it's got to be a number 2.
It's number 2. Yeah, portable toilet cleaner. I mean, that's fine.
Have you seen some of them after like festivals?
Yeah.
Overflowing.
You
huh?
It's you and your kid throwing poo around. Yeah, I mean it's pretty grim, but
anything shit related
compared to some, it's like a.
I guess you're like wrapped up.
You'd be fine. Like I feel like with toilet cleaning, it sounds really grim, but once you're doing it, it's kind of just like.
No, but you've got to empty like this overflowing bucket basically of like piss and shit.
Yeah, I think I'm quite good with gross stuff.
Really? You could do it. Alright.
I wouldn't want to.
Yeah, I don't think they get paid a lot either.
Yeah. I feel bad for it. Like, if that's your job, that sucks. You know?
Okay, last one. To do with shit again.
Okay.
Manual sewer cleaner.
Oh, I was thinking about the sewer cleaners in the last... Because when you said, they have to clean that sewer, I was like... So the sewer cleaners.
Yeah.
Yeah, the sewer cleaner job seems grim.
Have you heard, I don't know if this is what you're thinking of, but there are like sewer cleaners in India who like hand clean without any like protective clothing. They're just in the sewers.
No, I have not heard of it.
Like just like half naked. It's illegal now, but people, I don't know how or why, but people still do it basically. And I think they get paid like £2 a day or something. Anyway, it got banned because loads of people kept dying.
Dying?
Yeah.
Oh dear.
It's so, I mean, you're walking around in shit.
Yeah, that's true.
It's not hygienic.
Yikes. Yeah, that's...
You're getting diseases from this.
Okay.
Are you doing that?
No. Well, when you put it like that, when you think about the no protection India job, that sounds terrible. I do think it'd be cool to go in a sewer if it didn't smell. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just like...
Do you just mean a tunnel?
Yes, tunnels are cool.
Tunnels are very cool.
I like being in tunnels. But yeah, I don't know.
Okay, what out of these jobs would you do then? What's your favourite?
How long is my contract?
A year.
A year. Okay. Should we say they're all the same pay?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're all like...
Because 1 year...
They're all like 50k.
Okay.
A year. For 1 year.
50k. To be honest, for 1 year...
Yeah.
I'd be a dildo dipper, I think. Because it sounds pretty... I could do that for
easy,
a year.
Eh? Yeah,
I think I really think it would become it'd be an office job vibe where you're just like bored out of your mind.
Yeah.
That's the main problem. The ball one, to me, sounds kind of interesting and cool. Like, I think that's cool.
I feel like you'd develop a fetish.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely think you would. Because that's how... Because you'd condition yourself.
It's cow porn.
You'd condition yourself to be sexy to this ball because you're doing a good job. If you can get this ball, so
you're trying to seduce this animal.
Okay, yeah, I'm doing the ball. It sounds like
what? What do you mean definitely? You want
cool.
this to happen?
Yes.
Why?
Isn't that interesting? Seducing a ball.
No.
At least the other jobs, like, they're gross and boring. this is interesting, a little bit dangerous, and unique. I don't know, it sounds exciting to me. That's just what appeals to me.
Alright, go for it. I'm dipping dildos.
You're dipping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
Sure.
sniffing armpits doesn't sound that bad, to be honest. Actually, no, I'm really sensitive to
I
smells.
feel like you just get a bad day.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also the thing is you're testing deodorants. It's not even like good deodorant. It's like they're trying to...
Also, you've probably got a sniff like before and after.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, it's not the finished product, is it?
Tell you what's a good job.
What?
Being the armpit guy.
They're volunteers.
You just... Oh, really? How'd you know?
It's said online.
You volunteer. Who's volunteering for this?
Free deodorant, I don't know.
Okay.
You might be able to get a paid one. But yeah, that's it. Those are the worst jobs in the world, apparently.
Worst jobs in the world.
One of the worst.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, that's not solved my thing. Yeah,
Huh?
I don't know. I don't know. We should do a best jobs in the world list.
Best jobs in the world. What do you think the best job in the world is? I would say being a doctor, because you're like saving lives, but not if you work for the NHS.
It's not
Sounds
having a job, I think.
brutal.
Not having a job and having hobbies that you're really into.
Yeah,
that's what I think.
That's not a job though, is it?
Yeah, why not? Being rich.
Being rich.
That's a good job.
It's the best job you can get. Being...
Basically, any job that's kind of like, is not a huge commitment. So it's like, jobs are fun.
Yeah.
Because it's like, to be honest, you have days where you're like, oh, that was fun. Or like,
I feel like being a musician sounds cool.
Yeah,
I
I think...
I was going to say actor, but that sounds
musician's
tiring.
cool. I think there's a lot of like... It's just like any job though. There's a lot of like pressure and just annoying dumb shit that you have to deal with.
It's
being
true.
a musician. Like, a lot of like record label stuff, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, to be honest, the main reason that being a musician is cool is that you, by definition, you're really into music. You're doing something that you enjoy.
That you're passionate
That's
about.
That's the best job,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think for me, being a writer, that's what I want to do.
Yeah.
I think so.
We should write.
I feel like that is probably one
Being
of
a
the
writer's
best
cool job.
jobs. Because you can do it wherever you are in the world. You can spend whatever time you want on it, to be honest. I mean, I guess you'll have deadlines, but nothing crazy. It's pretty independent. You don't have any annoying colleagues. People might shit on your work, but people shit on everything creative. And yeah, again, it's just a passion thing. If you're writing, then you're passionate about it and you like doing it.
Yeah. Follow your passions, guys. That's the Vinmin advice of the week.
That's the message of today's podcast.
No, it's good. Yeah, maybe we should do an ep about that actually. Sometime.
What?
Passions.
Yeah, sure. What?
Because I still want to do the Vinmin, the Yaz Climbs and Vinnie IDK update segment.
Okay.
As soon as I get a single sniff that any art follower of mine has listened to this podcast or is listening, then I'd like that to be a segment.
Yeah,
because
let us know.
I think it'd be cool for them.
Also, side note, please guys, can you rate us on Spotify?
Yeah, they've done it.
No, they haven't.
Most people. The Vinnie Nation's done it, put it that way.
Yeah, but I want more people to do it because basically
We're not listed. Like,
we're not listed, and I was like,
okay.
how many do you need? It was like, oh, when you get more ratings,
Okay.
it will show. And I was like, how many do you need? Probably loads. And it's like 10.
we haven't got 10.
We haven't got 10.
I've rated it.
I've rated it too,
Okay.
so we only need
So,
8 other
8.
people.
Come on, guys. And
Come
you know
on,
what?
guys.
I won't even say I have to do 5-star. Do a 3.
No, you gotta do 5 stars, please.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I'd like to have a rating.
Yeah,
Then we can watch it.
I think that'd be fun.
Change.
Yeah, exactly. And then we'd know, actually.
Then we'd know.
How people feel.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Because all our feedback is from our friends who are like,
supportive.
wow, this is so great.
No, we do
encourage you to express yourself through your star rating on Spotify.
We do get like solid feedback, I think, from people. Yeah, but they'll tell us good stuff, but then they'll also be like, oh, you could do this, or like.
Yeah. Well, honestly, the main thing is that we're on episode 5. That's crazy.
I mean, I'm so proud of us.
I'm gonna be like every episode 6. Oh my god.
Oh my god, we're crazy, guys. We're crazy. We're crazy. No. When we get to episode 10...
Because we got busy lives, you know.
I know, we're doing so much.
Yeah.
And it's only going to get better from here on up. Oh, yeah.
Just wait till the RuneScape era drops. People will laugh. They'll look back on it as the greatest Vinmin era podcast era ever.
But yeah, I really want us to be like recorded on video, have a video podcast like on YouTube, because you know we upload it to YouTube. I want us to have like videos, and then when we do that, then I want to make a TikTok account and then like put in like clips and stuff and try and do a bit of the social media promo stuff. And also I want our cover art to be updated.
Okay, haven't got my deposit.
You need a deposit?
Yeah.
How much?
We'll talk about it, yeah.
Okay. Anyway, do you want to hear a fun fact?
Sure.
Actually, it's not very fun. Did you know if you work 40 hours a week...
I don't know this. Anyway, actually, I'm fine. You're the one that this affects.
I know. This made me want to kill myself. Yeah. If you work 40 hours a week until you're 65, you'll have worked... I'm assuming this is from when you're like 18 or something, when you're an adult. I don't know. Anyway, if you work 40 hours a week until retirement, pretty much, you'll have worked 90,000 hours.
That's a lot.
You'll have spent 90,000 hours.
Can't even comprehend how many hours that is. That's a lot of hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because doesn't it take like 10,000 hours to learn a skill, like to become like.
To master.
To master a skill.
If you suck. Just do it 1 hour, okay.
Yeah. Alright, anyway. That's not the point. So you could master, instead of working, you could master.
Imagine being insanely good at 9 different things. Like not just good, but like
9 is incredible. A lot.
That's a lot. Most people only get like half.
Yeah.
Like 50%. That's cool.
That just shows how...
See, but this is what I'm saying. This is why you need to enjoy it, or not like you not need to enjoy it, but why you need to like.
You need to convince yourself to enjoy
into.
It.
Oh, you should come to the office. It's great, because if you're sitting there, and you're like, oh my god,
I'm wasting my life.
Yeah, then that's how you have a breakdown. Just get stressed and.
Yeah, it's true.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
You know. All the Anyway, I wonder. Yeah, I don't know. I wonder. It works weird. I feel like I feel a bit differently. Oh, but I don't know. Save it for another pod.
Yeah, I never feel good.
Yeah, no, because I know that people are like, oh, you have to do it, but it's like, doesn't mean I'm going to enjoy it.
Basically, I like working hard, I think.
Yeah. Well, you definitely do, yeah.
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 But I've realised the harder I work, the less I get, I suppose, less stressed. Maybe, that might not even be true. Anyway, I become more depressed.
The harder you work.
The harder I work,
really?
I've realised. Because basically, like, I've been getting really anxious during work because I've been trying to, like, just work within my hours and not do overtime or not, you know, taking those breaks or whatever, not, like, not stressing out. I had a phase, basically, where I was like, okay, I'm just going to treat this job as a job. It means absolutely nothing outside of this. I should take the pressure off. And then I was just, like, struggling a bit. because I just wasn't being as productive and stuff.
Yeah.
And then I feel like this past week my mindset's kind of like flipped a bit, and I've gotten a bit more motivated. And then Friday I worked a little bit extra because I was like, oh yeah, I need to like get this task done or whatever.
Yeah.
And then afterwards my mood just dropped. I was like, okay,
Really?
in the moment I was like, okay, oh, it's cool, I'm getting all this stuff done, yeah. And then, but as soon as I finished, I was like, this is terrible, like what a waste of time. Like this has added no value to my life whatsoever. Like, you know, okay, yeah, I'm getting paid, but this is just, it just felt so, I can't even describe it. It just felt so terrible.
Really?
Like, yeah, such a terrible way to like spend
I feel like
my time. Like my time is so everyone's time is so valuable.
It is.
And when you realize, you're like, oh, I'm using up my life on this thing that is not going to benefit me apart from like financially, you know.
Yeah.
Like as soon as I've left a job, like it's like, oh, thank God I've left. And then it's also like, oh, that meant nothing.
Right.
You know, like when I was in retail, I left, and I've always worked hard in any job that I've been in. And so I left, and I was like, oh, okay, they've just replaced me. Like, it didn't matter how hard I worked. It meant nothing. And then support worker, actually a lot of the families were a bit upset that I was leaving and stuff, obviously, because it's like you build a relationship with them, and like the kids know you. And I did keep in touch with a few of them for quite a long time after, but yeah, but then it's like, okay, they just get someone else to replace me again. And then my first proper office job, you know how hard I worked, like,
yeah,
especially like during the pandemic, and like all of the overtime I did.
Yeah.
I was so stressed out, and like, you know, I did such, I worked so much. But anyway, and then I left, and it was like, oh, it hasn't even been like a week, and they've just replaced me, and all of the work that I've put in, all of like the stuff, the documents or whatever that I made, and basically everything that I did was just kind of pointless. Like it didn't, because things, I think maybe in companies as well, where things change so much, like workflows and everything change so much, then it's like you don't see the impact that your work has had on the company, I guess, because it's like, oh, nobody knows how hard I worked or what I did. Like,
yeah, I feel like everything is pointless. But basically, like it sucks doing pointless stuff that you don't even like doing or care about.
Yeah,
it's like doing this podcast is as pointless as work or what, you know, anything pointless.
Yeah,
it does. Yeah, it's all pointless. But it's like, at least if we're sitting down here and we're doing this every week or whatever, it's like, oh, we want to do it, and you know, like it'll be cool to look back on, and it's fun to like do a project. And but with work, it's the same thing. You're putting a lot of work. Because we're putting a lot of work in with the podcast or with work or whatever. But it's like, if you're putting work, it's very difficult to motivate yourself for a long period of time to do something which you're not motivated to do. Like that is just very difficult, because it's okay to do it short term, you know, because like we're like, oh, I need to go to the dentist or something.
Yeah,
and you can do that. But imagine if your job was going to the dentist, like, or something like that. But like that is kind of what jobs sometimes kind of are.
I suppose with the podcast, it's like, this is just fulfilling to us.
Yeah.
Like, we like doing this, and it's nice creating content and like putting stuff out there, like even if this amounts to nothing. So I was listening to Shits and Gigs today, of course, and then basically the episode that I listened to, Fu had like just quit his job, like completely, and then they were like, oh, imagine, like, I think that they've been where I'm at now, I think that's like 2 years in. And they were like, imagine if like this just didn't amount to anything, like it could have gone that way. And like, just, they were like, oh, just imagine how you'd feel if we spent 2 years on this, putting all of this time, these hours, this energy into something, and it didn't work out, and then we had to just go back to our like shitty jobs and stuff. And then I was listening to that, and I was like, yeah, that does sound terrible and really, like, just disheartening.
Yeah.
But I don't feel that way about our podcast. But maybe because we're in the early stages.
Well, it's not putting that much effort in.
We're not really.
If we were, like, killing ourselves to do this.
Yeah.
This is just pretty chill.
This is just, it feels like a hobby.
Yeah.
We're just doing this for fun, really, and seeing what happens. But yeah, basically, if this amounts to nothing, yeah, it's like you said, like, still fucking cool. Yeah.
Episode 5.
I know.
Very cool.
Yeah, I think it's still something to be proud of. And you do, like, I feel like I'm learning to edit.
We learn a lot of skills as well, though. Like, I'm learning.
Yeah.
Like, I just feel more comfortable talking on a mic and stuff like that. Like, when I was doing like YouTube stuff, I was just like, oh, like, it's still kind of intimidating, but it's like cool. Like, I don't know, I definitely feel more comfortable, and
that's true. Me as well.
There's a lot of cool, good things.
Yeah, I definitely think that's part of it. When you're
it's
actually
so routine now, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Like yesterday when we didn't do it, I was just like, I don't know what to do. I didn't do anything yesterday because I was just like, this is recording day. I don't know what to do with myself. But yeah. So what was I gonna say? Yeah. If you're learning skills from it, it's not a waste of time, I would say. But this is my issue with the jobs that I've had. Like, I didn't learn any skills from that. The skills I learned...
I do think you learn, but they cap out pretty quick. You learn the skill for job stuff.
Yeah, I just mean once you've left, those skills that you've learned are not transferable. Maybe they help me get the next job or whatever. I don't know. I felt like, oh yeah, I've learned some things that are kind of useful. But it's like, basically, the amount of time and effort I put into something is not worth, like, what I gain in return. Whereas this, even though we're spending so much less time on, like, this podcast, like, I feel like I'm learning much more.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. You're learning a lot, but also just, like, the other thing that maybe it feels like you're... So how do I explain this? With a job, you do gain stuff. You gain money and experience, and you meet people. I met you through work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like, basically, when you do your own stuff, it's cool having ownership of it.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I was kind of just joking, being like, "Wow, we had the most listener day ever," and it was like 10 listeners in a day. But it's like, that's so cool.
Yeah.
Like that on episode 4. We've got more listeners than episode 1. That's crazy, to be honest.
Yeah.
Even though, like, you know, they're all just our friends and family.
Still.
Like, it's cool. Like, it feels good. That's all. It's a nice feeling, you know, when you put effort in something and it's like, oh, I made this and I own this stuff. Because, you know, when you're working for a job, it's just like, cool. Like, I made some money. You know, made some people happy. Made life easier for a couple of people, but it's like you're not building anything.
Exactly. You're just making money for some large company who don't give crap about you, really.
But
yeah, I'm really proud of us, I think.
Yeah.
Like, it's cool that we've done this.
Successes.
Yeah, we should, for sure.
Wow.
Yeah, because I don't know anyone really who's tried to do something else. I don't know. Well, I guess Tim tried the podcast. I don't know Tim, though. He's like your friend, so. But in my, I mean, just mean in my circle.
You just mean doing stuff outside of work? What do you mean?
Yeah, just like trying to follow a different passion. Apart from, I was gonna say apart from Tiff, shout out to Tumblers by TT on Instagram. Like when she started making
hard to
that.
get stuff out there, isn't it?
Yeah, like so Tiff's made her like own like small business, basically just like designing different tumblers, or just like she doesn't just
you're really
do tumblers.
Shouting her out after she's betrayed us.
You gotta support.
No, we got support.
But I think it's really cool. Like she puts in so much time and effort, and then she wants to like, she's working on a website at the moment, basically, and just wants to grow her business more and do other things, like branch out. Like she's already branched out to other things. But yeah, like she's learned a lot of new skills as well. But yeah, when she first started it, and like, she like made an Instagram account for herself and like filmed all these like videos and stuff, and I was like, this is so cool that like, because her actual like job is like, her regular job is so like, she works with kids, so it's like so different from what she's doing. But she's like, I have this other passion, like I just did it, like she just designed, I think it was for Carnival or something, like she just designed like her own Tumblr, like did all loads of like gems context, and stuff.
Tumblr doesn't mean the website Tumblr, because that's the only, I don't know what a Tumblr is.
No,
I do,
just
like
I know a drink,
it's like a glass.
Yeah,
like
a glass tumbler. Yeah, so like I think she just made one for herself and maybe for a couple of her friends. I can't remember, for like Carnival, and then basically everyone really liked it. And she was like, "Oh, okay, cool. Like people like this, and this was really fun. Like, I'm just gonna start doing this for people." And like, yeah, like it was just really cool to see her kind of follow her passion and just try. She's just like, okay, I have never made a business before. I don't know anyone else really.
It is cool, actually. I haven't really thought about it, but it's cool that like she's made money from it. Like, not a lot,
exactly,
not enough to like live on. Or
but
anything,
she gets.
I don't know how to make money from stuff.
Yeah,
cool.
But she gets quite a good like.
Yeah.
She's got a good
That
customer
is cool.
base, I would say, and I think the only reason why she doesn't make more is I think because it's quite time consuming. I think if she had more time to put into it,
maybe we should hire her as head of Vinmin monetization.
Maybe, yeah,
the most successful business person
Yeah.
that we know.
No, like I think she could definitely like make a living off of this. Like if she had that like enough time and like resources and stuff. Yeah, like, and she's just going for it, like, which I think is
I
really
always
cool.
think it's just so cool when people go for stuff. That's all.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm trying to say, basically, because I just know so many people who are just like, not really into my job, but whatever, but they don't really have any other passions.
Because if you're happy with your life and your career and job, then
if they're completely content,
it's
fine.
Just when you're a bit miserable and then you're just like,
yeah.
I mean, I get it. Again, it's like it's a lot. It's tiring and stuff. But I think it's good. I always just I feel like it's good to just try stuff.
Yeah.
This is my current kind of thing that I'm on. It's just like, put your energy into stuff, even if it doesn't pan out, doesn't do what you expect it to do. It always just like leads to cool stuff. Like,
Yeah.
it's hard to... You don't really notice it in the moment. Like, you're like, oh, blah, blah, blah. But, like, you know, like, I mean, yeah, arguably this podcast is a cool stuff or not. But, like, just me and you just doing, like, weird, like, little movie stuff and recording stuff when we were younger. It's like, we're quite familiar with editing software. So, therefore, that's not a big barrier anymore. We're not like, oh, I have to learn how to edit. We're just like, sure, I can record and edit. Like, I know how to do that.
Yeah.
So therefore we can do this podcast. But if when we were younger, we were like, oh, I don't think I should make a vlog. What if it sucks? Then we'd never have learnt these skills.
Yeah,
like,
it's
it always
true.
ends off like paying off in, you know, even if it doesn't make you successful or whatever. It's not really a good reason not to do stuff, I don't think. But I get it anyway. It's just I feel like there's a lot of pressure to succeed in the modern society.
Yeah.
But it doesn't. It's not real. Like, what? You can just do stuff. It doesn't have to be successful. That's not the bar to do stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, if you enjoy it,
yeah.
then you should,
I think it's hard
it's
because
difficult.
you feel like, okay, I have to be successful immediately. Otherwise, it's just kind of awkward and embarrassing. And then if it doesn't...
It is a bit awkward and embarrassing, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like... meh.
Who cares?
Yeah. Once you do it, tell you what, to be honest, this podcast is awkward and embarrassing. But right now, it's not, because I'm doing it, I don't care. But maybe in 5 years, I'll look back on it and be like, damn, that was a bit embarrassing.
Were you
kind of cringe that I did that. But like, while you're doing it, if you're in the pre-embarrassing phase, once you start doing it, it goes away.
I've given up on that, to be honest. There's no point. There's definitely episodes where like I don't even remember the episode 0 or whatever, but I'm sure it was terrible.
It was pretty bad.
I'll never listen back to it.
That's how you know it's embarrassing, though. Otherwise, you'd listen.
Yeah, but it's true. But I'm not like, oh, can't believe I did that. I'm like, that was cool, and we had fun in the moment. Like, and we learnt from it. We learnt from it. So, I think it was good that we did that.
But yeah, it's just the bar is low, because basically, think about this is a good one. If you're listening to this. And if you've got it, how far? Okay, let's say we're like an hour 40. I don't know what it'll be in the edit.
Yeah.
So we're like you've listened to this for more than the length of a movie.
Yeah.
And like I know probably you're friends with me or Yaz, or both, but like basically fundamentally, this podcast has value. If you're like you can't disagree with that. If you've listened this far, this is fun or valuable or just nice background noise for you. So it's like. You can do bad nice. you know, like if you want to do stuff.
Bar's pretty
if you
low.
want to put something out, like you can get to this level, and by definition, by listening to this, this is valuable for you. Does that make sense? So you can do something equally valuable, and you can't. Yeah. And you know you can talk yourself out of it and say that nobody cares. There's no point. But it's like. If you find this valuable, this is nothing. This is so dumb. Anyway, I don't know. That
was quite nice.
That's my motivational message of the week.
It was a good speech. Yeah, I liked it.
No, because I'm on a bit of a kick about this stuff. I haven't really. I tried to articulate a little bit in my my Vinnie and Yasmin video, but I didn't do a very good job. But just on the. It's kind of what I was saying earlier. Like, you know, I was saying that I am kind of motivated by negativity. Yeah. And it definitely is what works for me and it's how I do stuff. But I've really been trying to join the light side, basically. And practice what I preach a bit with, like...
I think you've got to be motivated by hope as well.
Stuff. By hope.
Yeah, well, just like the hope that... By hope, I just mean...
Well, it does make you hopeful when you do stuff outside of work. You know, you're like, oh, cool, I can do things. It makes you feel a bit more powerful, like you have a bit more control of your life. I think.
Exactly. It's just like, not hope that like, I hope this will become really popular and stuff. The hope that like, oh, wow, like, I can do this. Like, I can do this random thing that, like, I've always wanted to do.
Yeah, it's
and
true,
I've always
actually.
wanted to try out.
It's a good feeling, actually.
Yeah, it's like, oh, shit, like, we're on Spotify? Like...
Yeah, it's true.
You know?
Yeah, because normally
It's such an abstract concept, like, before. And you're like,
yeah,
oh,
it's
yeah,
true.
it'd be
It's
cool
like,
to do
oh,
this.
I could do that one day, but that's so... But basically, my art teacher, Cynics... Well, first Cynics drop of the pod.
Yeah.
My biggest art inspo. He said this about I don't remember what he was talking about. He's like 40 or something.
Yeah.
And he was getting into skateboarding or something. And then I can't remember.
Cool.
He was just talking about kind of art.
Yeah.
And just saying that. Yeah. So he's a successful YouTuber and also teaches online. Like, I've taken some of his classes and stuff. But he's just saying, you know, you look at him, you're like, whoa, this guy, he's so good at art as well. He was saying that when he started his like YouTube channel, when he started trying to teach or just art in general, he was just like, he didn't feel ready. Basically, it wasn't that he got to the point where he was like, oh, I should. It's like he wasn't like, oh, now that I've learned how to do audio software and editing and I feel less cringe. I can finally do a podcast. He was just like, oh my god, I hate myself. I'm gonna record myself, and then it's like you just kind of, you get used to it. Yeah.
Yeah.
See, it's basically your turn. That's how I wrap this up. Is that what you should do in life is turn your cringe into a job. But I don't mean that in like the get a career out of it. I just mean make it so mundane and mind-numbing that it's not cringe anymore. It's just like a job is. Do you know what I mean? Like you turn up, you clock in. I say this every week. I clock into the podcast factory because otherwise, if I don't, I'll have a breakdown. I cannot cope with talking online to you. It's crazy. But I'm just like, okay, I'm here. Hello. And then it's like, it just erodes the cringe over time.
Yeah, and then you become more confident. And then...
Yeah, exactly. And better.
Yeah.
And then you're better, so you're more confident. And then it's a good cycle and then you're the most successful podcast of all time.
What?
Yep. I called it. Anyway.
Yeah, I think that's cool. And yeah, kind of what I was saying earlier, basically, like, I think it's fine if, say, someone, like, just has, like, a regular job.
It's fine.
And then they're like...
It's about doing what you enjoy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. If they have a regular job and you're like, this is fine, I'm happy to just do this for the money and, you know, just spend money on stuff that I like doing, like going out to eat or going on holidays or just hanging out with my friends, whatever. That's fine. I think it's just like, basically, if you're one of those people who are like, I hate what, if you're like me, basically, if you're like, I hate what I'm doing, like I hate my job, like it's okay, whatever, like, you know, it could be worse, like I get decent money, but it's like, this is not, I don't feel like this is what I'm supposed to be doing with my life. I have so many other passions that I want to follow. And I think I can be decent at them. But actually, I'm not going to do that because it's scary or it's hard work or whatever. Yeah. Then I think, you know, you really should just go for it. Like, you've got literally nothing to lose.
It's true. It's I've realised it's if you're in the upper class of job haters. If you're broke or you just have too much going on, this doesn't apply. Right. Like, but it's once you get to the level of comfort with kind of finances and job stuff and like career progression where you're like just floating about, where you're just like, oh, this is fine, but you're like, you know,
if you've got options.
If you're scrambling, if you're like me, on the grind every day, can I afford my living expenses? I don't know. I'm joking, but I mean, like it's kind of once I guess it's just if you're just kind of like chilling, if you're crab mode, but you're depressed crab mode.
Yeah. Yeah, because I guess like my parents, like growing up. Yeah, exactly.
It's like if you've got to provide, then fair enough.
Yeah, they were never like, oh, but what's my passion in life? Yeah, they were like, we have a family to look after. My parents have like always said this. They were like growing up, they're like, they were always like, I don't care about money. I work for you.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I work to look after you. But it's like, that's their whole purpose.
Different once you have kids, though, I think.
Yeah,
Because then you just can't... Selfish mode is over. You know?
That's true, yeah.
So.
Yeah, it always makes it easier because you're like, this is my purpose.
It's only if you are getting so depressed that you like it's affecting your relationship with your kid.
You're starting to neglect them.
Then you do some crazy shit.
Yeah.
But if you're fine chilling, then you're chilling.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But yeah, even before kids or whatever, it's like, I think my parents are very much like, I need to work to live.
Yeah.
You know, I need money.
This is just advice for the upper class among us. That's all.
Yes, but even if you're not upper class, you're not upper class. What? Never mind. What are you talking about?
You're upper class, I'm afraid.
I'm new age upper class.
Yeah.
We've had this. We always have this debate, don't we? Because you're I would
Who's
say.
More privileged? This is not. We can't get into this. This is what we.
This is for another episode.
I'm not getting into debate. Yeah, Yaz is more privileged than me.
I'm not. Yep. Basically, she's
changed the class.
I grew up
She doesn't
poor.
admit that she grew up poor. Congrats. So did I. Kind of.
No, you didn't. You're definitely your family live like privileged people.
Yeah, it's true.
That's why you guys don't worry. That's why, like, you know, you guys are like, oh yeah, I need some money. I should probably get a job. I'm like, what? But you're all like this.
All right, well,
you're all like this.
Let me prepare my defense.
Okay.
Let me prepare my attack. What do they call it? Right. The prosecution.
Yep.
We'll bring it up. We'll have a Vin v as who's more privileged.
I prioritize money because I grew up so poor, you know.
Yeah.
Like, when it's like looking at my career and then jobs and stuff.
Yeah, it's true.
You know.
That's
why I struggle to do what you did.
I don't disagree, but I mean just that I feel like you've transcended a little bit. That's all. We've spoken about this anyway.
Yeah.
That's all. You definitely have had it harder than me, but I do think you've been more successful at changing your circumstances a bit better than me as well.
I think personally, I'm not poor anymore. But like, you can't get rid of that poor person mentality. Mm-hmm. You know, I don't think it matters how much money I have.
No, it's totally true. But that's why, to be honest, like, that's why we kind of get on. Because neither of us wants to spend money at all. We both have quite a poor person mentality.
We're always thinking about saving.
Mine's to spend on gambling, to be honest.
Okay.
But yours is just like, I'm poor.
I basically, I'm just like always thinking like, oh, okay, I might just not have money.
Yeah.
Like, I need to have savings. I need to make sure, even in the, like, I'm thinking 10, 20, 30 years time, I'm like, I need to have a backup. I need to have money, not just for me. I need to think about my mum when she's old. I need to think about Dennis when he's older. You have a lot more.
I tell you what, I have a lot way better like inheritance policy than you do.
Yeah.
Yours is bad. Yours is like negative. You know, like inheriting Dennis is like that's a negative inheritance.
Yeah.
In terms of money and stuff. it is stressful, but I think it'll be fine. I mean, whatever.
Yeah, I'm preparing to inherit like a net loss.
Yeah.
Whereas you're gonna inherit like actual money.
We'll see.
I mean,
you
better hope so.
There's a lot going on.
Yeah, I think that's what it is because you're earning money for yourself. Yeah. I'm earning money like to look after my family.
It's true. But that's just large family privilege right there.
Yeah.
'Cause it's like, it's not on me. Whereas it's on you.
Exactly.
There's no one else.
There's no one else my family can rely on.
You know what? I think that should be the new thing. The new level of woke is not financial privilege, acknowledging small family poverty. It sucks.
It's very hard being in a small family.
It is actually, yeah.
Because you just get this such a lack of freedom.
Yeah.
You know.
Because I feel like in a big family you can be like, I'm chilling.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's true.
It's hard when you're like, okay, I'm the only person that my family can rely on.
Yeah, it's true.
So, yeah.
So, guys, having said that, the Patreon's coming out next month.
Please help me and my family.
Please help Yaz's family. I wouldn't mind doing a Patreon, but I'd want to offer value. That's all. And
I'd add stuff.
I'm too tired to make value. Anyway.
I would.
It'll be a Yaz Patreon.
It would be a Yaz Patreon. I would do stuff. Sure. I'd make it cool.
Cool.
It probably would require some Vinnie IDK stuff though.
What does that mean? You want art?
Yeah.
Our patrons don't want art. Everyone hates art.
What do you mean? People love art.
Yeah. Actually, art is a good Patreon thing. Just a good random thing. Nobody really wants it, but
it's cool to get.
Yeah, cool to get if I paid money. Because being a Patreon, the ultimate form of wealth. Cool. Anyway, I think we're done.
Yeah. Oh, quite a long one.
So we did the competition. We did shout out thingy. Don't say no. But we did it right.
Okay. Yeah, we did.
Cool. Yep.
So yeah. All right. Thanks for listening, guys.
For listening, everyone.
That was fun.
Bye.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.